is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept.
We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president!
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. Every day between now and November 2020, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So here we are again. Donald Trump being indicted yet again. This one's, I mean, they're coming for us. There's no question that they are doing everything that they possibly can to stop this man from running for president again. I hope it doesn't work. I hope it is not successful. But I have concerns because this one looks pretty damning. Not in the sense that it could he actually did any of this or it could actually be any of this, but the fact that the deep state and the government seems to be really going hard on this one. We know from federal convictions, they don't bring charges unless they can convict. They have an incredibly high conviction rate. Ridiculously high. So that concerns me as well. So today we're going to do a couple different things. We're going to watch live as he jumps in, and I will do that right this second. We'll go through the charges, the indictment and the charges, and we will we'll kind of go from there, see where it takes us. So this is a live view right now. I don't believe there's any sound, but I think that they're just the assembly cameras outside. So let me say hello to everybody, and then we'll get going. So what's up, CZ? Hey, Josh, what's going on, buddy? Greedy, what's up, man? It seems like a euphemism, but you're already probably gone. What's up, Jude? Hey, dog mama. How you doing? Oh, good nap is always good. It's getting hard to like anybody at this point. What's up, Alex? And 3 beers. What's going on, buddy? All right, so this is what we have going on. President Trump is currently en route to the courthouse. He's facing 37 criminal charges. 37 charges. A lot of it is a FARA violation, or not NARA. Sorry, got my acronyms mixed up. A NARA violation, or other things of that nature. It is not something that is usually or generally ever prosecuted. So, there's also the concern that he's the president of the United States and he can declassify whatever the hell he wants. So that has to play into it as well. I think this is a clear weaponization of the 3-letter agencies and the federal government. But if they're able to do it, we don't have much opportunity to stop it. So again, I don't know who we are or what we do here, but it's getting scary because these are real. I mean, these are pretty intense charges, and he would be put away for the rest of his natural adult life if they were successful. We've all been witness to the criminal justice system and seeing how ridiculous it can be, how favoritist it can be, how people that in any reasonable person's mind would be innocent or not guilty, I think is a more apt definition. But unfortunately, that's not the way the justice system's worked recently. So we'll take a look at it and see what comes of this. I imagine it's just like the other indictment where we're just going to get a photo op. We won't see much of Trump. The judge, I know this morning, ruled that cameras were no longer going to be allowed, so nobody's going to be allowed in, just like the previous. And it's a photo op. It's even if he is. So here's my frustration, because let's say he did do something that was highly unlawful, and yeah, if he did something unlawful, anybody in this country deserves to be prosecuted for it. That's why we have laws and a system of justice. However, there's other ways to do it, especially with a person this high profile. It doesn't have to be this huge song and dance and the media knows and everybody and their brother's there and blah, 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 blah. Like this is not the opportune way to do it if you don't want it to look like a political stunt. There are ways to handle this. It happens every single day where things are handled, discreetly or behind closed doors. This is clearly designed to inflict damage on President Trump, former President Trump, next President Trump. So I don't know. I don't know what we do from here. I know that it's scary. I was watching the hearing on the weaponization of the FBI, and I'm going to get this wrong. It's either 402 or 702 reauthorization. And they all have strong words, and they all say these semi-meaningful tropes. But they're not going to do anything. They're going to reauthorize their power because they might need them at some point. So, being too black-pilled, he'll still run even if in jail. I hope so, Dylan. I really do. I think that's... I am not an attorney. I am solely going off of what I read and what I've seen, which is a huge grain of salt because we all know the political slant. But the reason for these charges and the way that they're broken down with things like the Espionage Act is to prevent him from running for president. He would be ineligible because it would be a high crime against the United States, and he would be ineligible to run for president. Again, take that with a huge grain of salt, but that's what I... So here's how I... excuse me. Here's how I go through information. If I see it, then I look into it, and I look for it multiple different places, and then once I get consensus or a large part of consensus, I tend to think that's at least the direction they're going. May not be truthful, but it's the direction they're going. And that was the overwhelming consensus is if they can get him with the Espionage Act, that's essentially treason. It's a high crime, and he would be ineligible to run for president. So the other thing is, by November, this criminal prosecution will not be done. Again, we all know the court system takes forever. Unreasonably so, in my opinion, sometimes. But so this is not something that's going to be taken care of, I think earliest, if you fast tracked it, it would be probably mid next year. But again, that's just all pure speculation. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. And kind of get into the charges here shortly. I thought I had seen that he had arrived, but the news is not switching to kind of a Trump cam. So I'm curious if that's the case or not. So let me look up a different feed and see if special coverage. It must not be doing anything. Oh, this is like potato cam quality. Well, I guess it's 720. They have been doing a witch hunt for a very long time. He can do it. One guy did it before. Yes, I know. No one has been charged with that. Okay. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter if it's a big crowd or not. Like, we're aware of things like J6 where we get totally fucked. Okay, so yeah, just about. So, well, he has some additional charges. Hang on, I'm listening to it. Sorry, I'm listening to something in the background to see. He has several other indictments coming. So, from Georgia, and I forget what the other ones were. I want to say Massachusetts, but I'm not sure. Potentially. Okay, so apparently the motorcade came in, but Oh, here.
Trump's
We'll go over to
booking
NTD
process
and
has
check them
now
out
been
for a second.
completed, and we do expect the arraignment process, the actual courtroom process, to start rather quickly. But a big question here is, will we be able to catch a glimpse or watch the arraignment process at all? And the answer is, unfortunately, a hard no, because a federal judge last night basically ordered that no media outlets will be able to bring in any electronics, not even cell phones or cameras or whatever, into that courtroom. So basically meaning that
That's
we're not going to hear
transparency for
that
you.
much from that courtroom about what happened
That
in there
is transparency.
until reporters do get to come out after the process is completed and potentially start posting stuff on Twitter. And now, as we're waiting here for more news to come out from that courthouse, let's talk about the judge overseeing this entire proceeding here. So like you mentioned just now, yes, today's judge who's going to oversee this arraignment process will be Jonathan Goodman. But actually, the leading judge who's actually in charge of this whole case, her name is Eileen Cannon. And while Cannon was randomly selected to oversee this case, she is actually a Trump appointee, and she has actually repeatedly ruled in Trump's favor in a related case also having to do with Trump's handling of documents. And also we have to keep in mind here the jurors are very important here because, as we know, they're going to decide a large part of the outcome here. But we also know the jurors will be selected from here, Southern Florida, which is a pretty friendly jurisdiction to Trump. So it's a big question here, remains to be seen whether the selection of jurors here and the appointment of the judge will have any impact on the case going forward. Kelly.
I mean,
Iris, as
truthfully,
you
it
know,
shouldn't.
a lot of people have been reporting that there was the potential of violence, that people were tweeting or saying something nefarious was going to happen today. From what I can see right there, it's just a typical sunny day in Miami. Can you tell us about the crowd that's gathered there? They appear to be very friendly and cordial.
Of course, so like you said, yes,
I
a lot of
absolutely
Trump
believe that as well.
Here we have,
I absolutely,
we're hearing them,
absolutely believe
basically
that.
making noises and waving flags and walking around here, showing their support for President Trump. But one anecdote this morning was that the police actually cleared this entire area out, kicking all the media outlets, including our cameramen, out from this area, saying that they're basically examining a potential object that's suspicious here. But that lasted for like an hour-ish before they actually removed the lift and let us back in. So yes, nothing so far happening here that's dangerous or risky. And we know that the local police said that they do have full preparation for anything that could come up here at this courthouse. But so far, we're just seeing a very normal.
Just so everybody knows, friend of the channel,
right, Iris
Mimi,
reporting from Miami in front of the courthouse. Iris
is reporting live for us.
Correspondent for NTD, and Epoch TV host Roman Balmakov is covering the protest there as well. He's around the courthouse, and I can see you there, Roman. Tell me about the crowd there and what you have been experiencing.
Right here, if you want to pan this way a little bit, that right there is the federal courthouse. Trump came in maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago through a back entrance. Everybody's looking this way, hoping to see him. But this guy looks shocked because he thought he was going to see him, but he's not because he actually came in a side way. So as you can see behind here, a couple of maybe 100 protesters here. You got mostly pro-Trump crowd, maybe like 90-10 pro-Trump versus anti-Trump. However, realistically, it's like 50-50 media protesters, more media here than anybody else. Let's go talk to some people. Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, I speak English, pero
Viva Trump. Pro-Trump. Can I ask you a question, sir? Well, no English. Oh, no English? A lot of Spanish-speaking people here. I'd love to ask him a question. Can I ask you a question? Oh.
I was a political prisoner in Cuba.
Really?
So I really know them. And the president...
Hey, what's up, Digger?
He can have all the documents, okay, and declassify all the documents as president. But when Biden was senator, he wasn't allowed to do that. So, and here we're starting to have the same thing that we were having in Cuba, even though perhaps you don't believe it, but it's starting, okay? And that's why we don't want that they to have. We want to be free. I don't have a place to go after this country because most of the countries are communist, and I went through a lot in Cuba. I was a minor, and they didn't care that I was a minor when I went to prison. And they gave me 6 years, my sister 9, and then after, my husband 11, and then he escaped from by Guantanamo Bay.
Thank you so much for sharing that story.
Wow.
So a lot of Cubans here. If you come back to us in about 30 minutes, we'll give you some more updates on more people. Otherwise, right now, back in the studio to you.
Roman Balmakoff reporting from outside of the Miami courtroom where the former president of the United States has been arraigned. Joining us now is Horace Cooper, chairman of the Project 21 National Advisory Board. Horace, good for you to join us, and my colleagues, of course, Tiffany Meyer.
Oh, yeah,
and Steve
base
Lance.
granny.
Got to start with that lady there on the ground in Miami, a Cuban immigrant to the United States. And what she said is her own story. In
What's up,
America,
Jonathan?
people like to hear their own stories. Her story was that many Americans do not believe the encroachment of the United States by anything regarding communism or socialism, but she painted a very vivid picture of what it was like for her as a child growing up in Cuba, and no doubt finding her freedom here in the United States. She said, "Where do I go after America?"
Well, there's absolutely no doubt here that
There's
there's a real concern that many Americans
Roman
have
seems to do a pretty good
about
job.
this idea of weaponizing the Department of Justice or using the law enforcement and investigative authorities' powers to target political opponents. Our Constitution explicitly gives a pardon power to our president. Implicit in the concept of a pardon power is the idea that not every trial, not every conviction is appropriate and justified. We live in a rule of law regime. That's exactly
Times
what
does
we
a
want
fantastic
to
job.
have. But the mere fact that someone is targeted, the mere fact that someone is indicted, or even the mere fact that they are convicted
I don't know if
is
they're
not a justification
together,
for making the claim that
or
this
what the case
person
is, but yeah, they
ought to
seem
be
to work
treated
pretty
like a pariah.
This closely together,
president,
and I think
Mr.
they
Biden,
both do a damn fine job.
really could help unite our country. Speak to that woman and say, I will not allow this trial to go forward. I'm ordering my attorney general to stop these proceedings. The American people know that we have gotten the documents
bullshit.
that we
They're not
say
gonna do that.
we want, and they can make their own judgment about this president or this former president.
Horace, we are so divided as a nation. And, there are conservatives and liberals. There are blacks and whites, and in between Latinos, Hispanics, Asian Americans, Native Americans. When we look at this case, does it epitomize, is it a microcosm of the concerns and the fears that people have on all sides and not being able to find a way to find common
Dog
ground in
Mama,
order
how's
to resolve
the
our
flooding?
differences?
Well,
y'all doing
the
okay
problem
there?
here is this. This individual, Donald J. Trump, for 4 years was able to look at and be trusted to look at all
that's all
these
news became was
to
a
look at them as
bitch fest
often
with
as
the
he
big
wanted,
words.
could discuss them with
I don't even
anyone
remember because I
while
blocked most of
he
them out.
was president. He's now being charged with
But
keeping the very
scathing
types of
or
documents that he could regularly
all those
look
big
at. There are
words that
many
mean
Americans,
nothing
and you
but
ask us about
sound
this
good.
division. There are many Americans.
Everything says the same
who
thing.
Wonder, well, isn't
Blasted
it
is
curious?
another one.
Have any other presidents
so
ever
stupid.
kept documents? Oh, wait, this happened with Mr. Biden. Excuse me. This happened with Mr. Obama. This happened with Mr. Vice President Pence. This happened with Mr. Clinton. We didn't see this kind of outworking.
Allegedly,
On the other
Obama was
hand,
a traitor.
there are
Changed my
some who
mind.
say, I hate this man. He is my enemy. Anything, we'll treat him like Al Capone. Anything you can get him with, they are fine with. And that reveals that divide. But at the end of the day, the courts are going to have to resolve this. And it's my hope that as the courts began to break this indictment apart, that the American people can put aside whatever personal predilections that they might have about it.
Yeah, right.
You raise a very interesting
That's funny.
point. You paint a vivid picture to the fact that former President Trump, for those 4 years, those very documents was able to review them and hold them and talk about them. And some might argue we were safer then than we are now. So why the big fuss is one point. I want to go back to the Cuban woman that just spoke, and she made a point where she said that Biden as senator, President Biden as senator, had documents, and former President.
Sorry,
Trump,
I'm kind of trying to
United
listen.
States,
Take care,
speak
Digger.
to the underlying crime here and potentially a double standard.
So one of the issues that people may not be focusing on, during the first impeachment of Donald Trump, a whistleblower said Donald Trump was violating America's policy on Ukraine. If you read the Constitution in Article 2, it's the president that sets policy, and the president can change his mind about policies. Barack Obama ran as president, and he said that he supported marriage between a man and a woman. After being president, he changed his mind and announced that he supported same-sex marriage. The president sets policy. The whistleblower said Mr. Trump isn't supporting Ukraine policy. Well, we now have the archivists that are saying something very similar. Mr. Trump isn't supporting the executive authority that he had and that the Constitution gives him to be able to ascertain which documents can
Basically,
be
this
shared,
means
which
this comes
documents
down
in
to
what
he's not
fashion
playing nice,
can they
so
be declassified.
we have to prosecute
The
him.
archivist doesn't set the policy. The president sets the policy.
Right.
Again, as Kelly points out, I think it's part of this divide that we have in America, where it isn't so much the specific details, it's one side, I've got to get.
Guess why is it?
And the other side looks by
coming
is
over?
a bit astonished because there are other examples that we can quickly look at, and they argue, well, we didn't act that way with those.
I don't know, but he
Of course,
is
stick around, keep the
sexy
seat warm.
chocolate man.
You're going to be with us for a moment, and we want to get back with you. Right now, we want to go to Washington, D.C. Capitol Hill correspondent Melina
I don't
Weisskopf is,
backwards. I don't know where the hell
now.
my
I wanna ask you.
mods
She's actually
are.
following the House Oversight Committee investigation.
I didn't tell anybody.
So, Melina, what are you hearing on Capitol Hill right now as it relates to the former president of the United States being arraigned now in a Miami federal courthouse?
Right. So another argument that Republicans are making, other than the fact that they say this is a two-tier justice system, but they're also pointing to the current oversight investigation into the Biden family, pretty much pointing fingers, saying that why isn't the DOJ and the FBI paying as much attention to Biden's family's business dealings as they are to Trump's handling of classified material. And just quickly, a latest update on that oversight committee. They subpoenaed Devin Archer, who is a longtime former business associate of Hunter Biden. They want to compel him to come give a testimony to speak about Biden's business dealings overseas. So that's the latest on the Oversight Committee's investigation there. And as I mentioned, this is kind of the way Republicans are arguing back, saying, hey, look over here, you all are so focused on former President Trump's handling of classified documents, but you're not paying as much attention.
Well, and that's the other thing. Let's look into Biden and
it's, of course, we know
the timing is fun.
The FBI granted the Oversight Committee's access to go and view some records related to this issue. So this is definitely going to be an ongoing issue. And as this Trump indictment issue plays out, we can continue to expect to see Republicans trying to shed light on this other issue with the current sitting president. Now, as for some other action in Congress relating specifically to Trump's arraignment today, we haven't seen any specific calls from leadership to hold counsel Jack Smith to subpoena him or have him come and testify. We have not seen that specifically. That's something that we could see play out with Chairman of the Judiciary, Jim Jordan. But speaking of him, last week, immediately after that indictment was announced, Jim Jordan gave the DOJ a June 16th deadline to hand over documents related specifically to the search warrant of Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. So that's something that they're going to be continuing to look at. Jack Smith could play a role in this a little bit later, but this is how Congress has reacted so far. Kelly, back to you.
Melina, we thank you for that update from Capitol Hill there in Washington. And joining us now online is Jane Hampton Cook, presidential historian and author of
$1,850
Lies.
of
James,
documents
good of you
that
to
he
join us
didn't
right
have
now. I'm going to,
declassification.
along
And
with
I mean, if it comes down to it,
esteemed
you know what the hell's
colleagues,
going to
Steve
happen?
and Tiffany,
Obama's going to
as
say,
well as,
"Oh yeah, we declassified that."
Howard, we'd like to talk
Well,
to you
unless they're trying
right
to
now about what
unless
you
they're trying
see
to throw him under the
historically
bus at this point, which
in regard to
wouldn't
this
be out of the
federal
question.
indictment and
And
arraignment of
then
the
they might
former
just let him
president of the
fry
United
for
States,
it.
Donald Trump. We've never seen this before
To
in
get
history.
Trump, I'm sure they would burn their
That's
own.
correct. This is unprecedented in presidential history. We've never seen a former president arrested and arraigned and charged federally for sure. And so this is not something that our founders expected. You know, their concerns were about bribery and corruption. That's why the impeachment clause includes the word bribery in it. Our founders were more worried about a president accepting money from a foreign source and that putting undue influence on him. And George Washington told Lafayette.
All right, I'm going to cut away from this just for a second.
After they had,
just so we don't get totally copyright struck. Although they're usually pretty good about it. If anybody hasn't, bad pause. If anybody hasn't heard, speaking of copyright strikes, probably here, Carrie Lake released a new song. It's been all over Twitter, so we'll play it.
If you would have told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that I would be in the middle of a political movement, I would have said, put down Hunter's crack pipe. Right now. Right now.
I can't afford the groceries. I can't afford your gas. It's Biden inflation across the nation. 81 million votes my ass. Hey, 81 million votes my ass. You failed to build back better. You middle fingered the middle class.
They've pissed off an already pissed off woman.
81 million votes my ass.
The crime was committed in broad daylight.
121st day of publicly transitioning.
I love it.
We're living on planet crazy.
Got a laptop full of China, hookers and blows and crack, and the diary's got Creepy Joe in the shower. 81 million votes my ass. Hey, 81 million votes my ass. While Kamala tosses word salads that even cringe the Democrats, waiting in the wings is a thing called Hillary. 81 million votes my ass. Hey, 81 million votes my ass.
And at first I chuckled. I said, oh my gosh, Hillary Clinton is actually talking about me? That's funny. And then I got to thinking, maybe that's not funny. Oh my gosh, help, help.
Hey!
And I just want you all to know I'm in perfect health. We've recently had our automobile serviced and the tires are good and the brakes are in good order and I am not suicidal.
My red and white and blue is broken. 81 million votes my ass. 81 Joe, don't make me laugh. 2,000 mules got busy stuffing 45's ballots in the trash.
It is despicable what they did, and I will not let these bastards get away with it.
81 million votes my ass.
Our economy is strong as hell.
He had the swamp going after him, and he was still getting stuff done. And now we have stumbling, bumbling Joe. I miss the bull and the china shop. I miss the mean tweets. I miss Donald Trump. 81 million votes. My ass.
So I, of course, don't agree with anything in that song. I just wanted you to know about it. Like, I think it's important that we know everything about everything, right? Right? It's not like I'm advocating for any of that. Or yeah. But I thought it was catchy. I thought it was a good tune. So Carrie Lake just recently dropped that. It's been all over Twitter. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It is. Okay, so you'll eat balls, but not get groped by Hillary. I mean, that's reasonable. I can't argue with on that one. I was going to, but I just can't. I just can't. So, I mean, that's reasonable. I don't know what you're talking about. 100%. Yeah. Oh, shit. Thank you. There you go. I know. It's horrible propaganda. Like, I'm disgusted by it. I am in perfect health, and Hillary is a really good friend of mine. We're like homies, so don't eliminate me, Hillary. Oh wait, that's a bad thing with Hillary. We don't even know each other. Like, I'm definitely not a Clinton associate, because then I would wind up dead. Absolutely. I don't know if she sung that or somebody else. I don't actually know. You're scared of my words? Remember the alleged tapes of Hunter and Joe on Epstein Island, those ancient kids? Yeah, Jonathan, if you haven't in Discord, there is an entire Hunter Biden thread without the CP. We did not post or download that. Made an editorial decision because that's fucking disgusting. And I think it's an FBI trap. Anyways. Yeah. So there's a ton of things there. I encourage everybody to check out the Hunter Biden tab on Discord if you have not yet. There is plenty to keep you busy for a long time. Right. Yeah, just stay away from everything and anything. I mean, that makes sense. So, let's go over. Oh, bullshit. Sorry, I'm listening to it in the background to see if there's anything. Oh, I'm also streaming over on Rumble, blah, blah, blah. I almost forgot, it's Pride Month, and we have to be inclusive here. So, you know, I need my diversity, equity, and inclusion score to go up because I am fucking tanking right now. So this is a message from our neighbors to the north, Prime Minister, on Pride Month. Enjoy.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2+ kids' rights.
Yep. I'm sorry, Digger. I need my DEI score up. I am getting killed in my DEI score. I think my last report said hateful bigot. So I said I must be doing something right. People have been found to make thousands of donations a year unknowingly. Yep, saw that as well. Like, get it, dumbass. Yeah, that was pretty good. So, so let's bring up the Trump indictment. And since I got called out, I'm no longer playing Diablo 4. Was trying to hide it, but didn't work. Where is... Oh, it's right there. No, I don't like that either. Sorry, I'm trying to rearrange stuff so it looks... Take care, Just Cause. Oh, that's because I put it over there. Okay. I'm working on it. Okay. So here is the actual indictment from United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, which is Miami, which is why President Trump is in Miami right now. So the Ken and Reinhardt building. We are big old snuggle bunnies. Oh, we're harmless. We're harmless people. We just like to have fun. So this is the official shit. There we go. Oh, Rumble's right there. Why is Rumble right there? I'm working on it, damn it. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. Much better. At times, material of this indictment on or about the dates approximate times are stated. And this is United States of America versus Donald John Trump. Defendant Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of the United States of America. He held office from January 20th, 2017 until January 20th, 2021. As president, Trump had lawful access to the most sensitive classified documents and national defense information gathered and owned by the United States government, including information from the agencies that comprise the United States intelligence community and the United States Department of Defense. Oh. Well, I was being slow as shit too, so. Wait, what? Anyways, Jonathan might actually eat your cat. I've seen him eat crazier shit. So, over the course of his presidency, Trump gathered newspapers, press clippings. Oh no. Letters, notes, cards, photographs, official documents, and other materials in cardboard boxes that he kept in the White House. Among the materials Trump stored in the boxes were hundreds of classified documents. Hundreds. Because those newspapers, press clippings, letters, notes, cards, photographs, those are all. We are changed. Luke does good work, but I appreciate it, buddy. I'm not seeing anything, like there's not anything going on in Miami. So I figured this was a good time to break into this. He should be in front of the magistrate right now. He's scheduled to be there at 3. So I'll keep my eyes open. But as we heard, there's not going to be any information at all until the end, because there's no cameras or electronic devices anywhere in there. So I was watching Another person that I like to watch for kind of up-to-date information. I just thought this was interesting. Sorry. Sidetracked.
Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look, this was him. They presented me this.
How the hell is that
This
breaking
off the
news? We
record,
already knew
but
that.
they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. I'm going to fast forward. Except it is likely highly confidential. Fast forward. Secret. This is secret information. Fast forward. Yeah, well, we'll have to try to declassify it. See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, you know, but this is
Wait,
still a
did they
secret.
figure
Isn't
something
that
out?
interesting?
Yeah.
He paid someone to record him having conversations with people unauthorized to see documents where he admitted it wasn't classified information. I don't see this as the same situation as the ones that you brought up before, but anything's possible. And I think his age plays a major factor because they're probably going to want some jail time. And if I was 77, I wouldn't plead a jail time, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he's turning, I think, 77 or 78 this week on Thursday, or no, tomorrow, actually, June 14th is his birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Mr. President.
Very personal for him. Obviously, he is the leading contender on the Republican side for the GOP nomination in 2024. You know, there's a lot of questions going on right now because he has vowed, even if he were to be convicted, he said this over the weekend, that he would still run for president. He's not dropping out of the race. And so let's get into those political questions as well. A lot of people have them. What are the hurdles, the impediments to...
Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, I just... so I was watching Fox News live now from Fox, which is usually pretty good information. That they stream pretty much 24/7. There's always something up there. They stopped a congressional hearing earlier, like cut out from a congressional hearing to fact check, quote unquote, one of the Republican members. So fuck them. Anyways, back to this. Sorry, I got sidetracked. The classified documents stored in his boxes included information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the United States and foreign countries, United States nuclear programs, buzzwords, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. The unauthorized disclosure of these classified documents could put at risk the national security of the United States, foreign relations, the safety of the United States military and human sources, and the continued viability of sensitive intelligence collection methods. You're going to become a cow rustler? So I'm so sick of hearing this this human sources, you know, they're the buzzwords, human sources, national security, blah, blah, blah. I understand we have to protect sources. There is a way to do so. Without, I want to be a cow wrestler. Hang on. Okay. So this is actual breaking.
What if prosecutors put
Trump pleads not guilty to all 20 or 37 charges, which we knew was going to happen, but we wanted to
you should
be
drop
sure
out of the race. I know that's a hypothetical scenario right now. Do you think that would ever be on the table? Because then you're mixing the two. The investigative work of the DOJ, they're supposed to remain impartial, with the political question of who is going to be president in 2024. Would that ever come to pass?
It certainly could come to pass. And we look at the Nixon situation with the pardoning of Nixon, how you can deal with political and criminal all at the same time. I would hope it doesn't come to pass. And I don't mean I hope that he doesn't get offered a plea deal. I don't care if he gets offered a plea deal. I don't mean that I don't think he should get away with no jail time. I don't care if he has no jail time. It's no skin off my back. The part that I actually care about is mixing political and criminal, because it gives credence to people that saying that the DOJ can't be trusted.
Okay, so pleads not guilty. Good job, Mr. President. So we'll continue with this. At 12 p.m. on January 20th, 2021, Trump ceased to be president. I think that's debatable. Kidding, YouTube. As he departed the White House, Trump caused scores of boxes, many which contained classified documents, to be transported to the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, where he maintained his residence. Trump was not authorized to possess or retain those classified documents. Oh, 100%. Like 2024, Trump 2024, or we're fucked. What's up, Chosen? So he was authorized to anyways, the Mar-a-Lago Club was an active social club which, between January 2021 and August 2022, hosted events for tens of thousands of members and guests. After Trump's presidency, the Mar-a-Lago Club was not an authorized location for storage, possession, review, display, or discussion of classified documents. Wait a minute, but Biden's garage is? Nevertheless, Trump stored his boxes containing classified documents in various locations at the Mar-a-Lago Club, including in a ballroom, a bathroom and a shower, an office space, his bedroom, and a storage room. I don't believe those pictures. Trump is a very meticulous man with dozens of properties. To think that he just stacked them in a usable bathroom is fucking odd to me. I don't know about the rest of you, but that just seems really odd to me. On 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others as follows. Going on a road trip tomorrow to KC. How are you? Yeah, have you not seen the pictures? I can show you real quick. So from PBS, so this is one of the pictures. He just had them, supposedly classified documents, just stacked on a stage all willy-nilly. So there's the bathroom and stacked in front of the shower. And supposedly there's boxes behind as well. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like that is fucking weird, man. This one makes sense. This is a storeroom. And this I mean also makes sense. Packed away. This one apparently is just a I don't know, a random closet, and they're just dumped out on the floor. Like, Trump doesn't strike me as a person that would behave or look like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, Donald Trump is not going to stack them in a bathroom or a shower or anywhere else like that. It just doesn't make sense. I didn't see those pics until the FBI raided those places and made all those pics. Exactly. And so here's another thing. They're saying, oh, well, he had tens of thousands of guests and blah, blah, blah. The former president of the United States and Donald John Trump and all the cameras and pictures and videos and cell phones and all that shit, no one ever caught him. Like, no one ever caught any of the boxes on any of those pictures. That's one thing that I don't have the energy to do, but I'm sure somebody could go through and look at anything that was ever posted from Mar-a-Lago and see if there's boxes stacked somewhere. It just seems odd. I agree. I agree. What's up, TT? That looks like a new name, buddy. How you doing? They haven't at all. And if you're looking at, for example, this stuff on the floor, these are newspapers and pictures. I guess there's here's another one. I mean, this makes sense. This looks like a storage closet underneath, potentially a club or something like that. But we're not talking about some guy that lives in a 1-bedroom apartment and just had to move in overnight. We're talking about Donald fucking Trump, who has dozens of properties, if not hundreds of properties around the world. That's not how that type of person behaves. And I mean, it looks like there's like fresh linens. The trash bag looks fairly fresh and recent. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That one looks weird.
Wow, I don't want to get sandbagged too. So to articulate what I think you're saying is, it says attorney 1.
Exactly. Hey, Barb.
The person that dealt with the search and looked for everything, and then attorney 3.
That's what I'm saying. Trump is one of those people who
She had only limited stuff that she was able to.
we've seen his homes and we've seen how immaculate he keeps things and how he wants everything a certain way. So
When you're looking for these documents, and they keep moving it around, and then to go back to the
right, exactly.
privilege in the crime fraud exception. Trump.
I'm
paraphrasing. What happens if we said we?
I'm sure we'll get into it. I'm not entirely sure.
And why did it become relevant? Because that's what they later.
Yeah, it's not like the FBI has any credibility left at all.
It's showing the intent. It's showing what he was trying to do. And I beg everyone that's taking.
So supposedly there were hundreds of classified documents, but I know that hundreds is the. I think we get into it further in the thing. Damn, I'd love to be in Miami.
Some of these images outside of the courthouse there in Miami. This is the Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. Exactly. Yes.
Garage door. It looks like that the former president and his entourage and caravan. They went into that. They're going to leave through that way.
Yeah, he just puts down the papers like newspaper. He just pisses on the floor, and then his housekeepers just change it out. Right.
But this is such a monumental and historic day there. I said it again, Andrew. You're going to say it again too, because in a matter of 2 months, we have had 2 indictments of former President Donald Trump. He has been
Exactly. It's in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Donald Trump declassified them.
So just having one of those.
No, I got what you meant. Me neither.
Does the job just well.
It blows me away, but we have to take a pause, Andrew, and compliment all the people on the right and
Easily in one box.
Because thus far, everyone's been very peaceful, and I'm very happy.
Allegedly.
Peaceful demonstrations are what we want.
I mean, if that's the weirdest thing he's into, then
It's good to chant. It's good to rally.
I'm okay with it.
To be peaceful, and it's momentous what's occurring.
Who hasn't had a Russian hooker be on him? Like, let's be real.
We didn't think until now this could ever happen. Now we
Oh, we're the only ones?
New York State, the city, they're bringing their
I'll put that up as the next poll on the next show, maybe. Do you say burn down the city? No worries. Keep the same documents that you're allowed to keep. Charges, lock them up, etc. I hate to toot your justice. One of my biggest. I think that's pet peeves. But you put pet hates.
No documents. Sign up.
Well,
I don't have documents. But he has
I feel like this one was reasonably certain I was going to do it.
It's the audacity of the thing. So on some notes, you could say to yourself,
Exactly.
why is the DOJ coming after Trump? And then the other note, you could say,
It's all
why is
bullshit.
Trump putting himself so
What's up, Dance, by the way?
the DOJ could come after him? Either way,
I'll count it for this specific occasion.
go to the trifecta or even 4 for 4. We don't know what's going on with the DC
I know.
investigation into January 6th in Trump, and we don't know what's going on in Georgia over in Atlanta with Fannie Willis when it comes
Yeah, Dog Mama got this. Has this.
So this may not be the end. We may have even more that we're discussing with Trump indictments.
No, you're very right. And
Yep.
There's a long time between now and the first.
So there are no claims of the archive and just going after Trump for obstruction. Thought the first, you don't have a second. Well, the indictment's interesting.
Not guilty to the 37 federal counts against him. So the arraignment is over, and we are just awaiting Trump's entourage and caravan there to leave the courthouse, presumably back to the resort.
Pet hate? Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. Fucking weird. Anyways. I'll get back to this. On 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others as follows. In July 2021, at the Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, the Bedminster Club, during an audio recorded meeting with a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance, Trump showed and described a plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the Department of Defense and a senior military official. That should come standard. Trump told the individuals that the plan was highly confidential and secret. Trump also said, as president, I could have declassified it, and now I can't, but this is still secret. What? So that's what they're hanging their hat on. Him bragging. This is grabbing by the pussy 2.0. That's what I'm hearing. Yep. In August or September of 2021 at the Bedminster Club, Trump showed a representative of his political action committee who did not possess a security clearance, a classified map related to a military operation, and told the representative that he should not be showing it to the representative and that the representative should not get too close. Hey, what's up? We liked your reporting on NTD earlier. I think you did a damn good job. That's from it. Jokes, Mimi. Jokes. How you been? Yeah, it's Trump just it's Trump being Trump again. 7. On March 30th, 2022, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, opened a criminal investigation into the unlawful retention of classified documents at the Mar-a-Lago Club. But these happened at Bedminster, not Mar-a-Lago. Right. Him declassifying it means that he didn't. Yeah. A federal grand jury investigation began the next month. The grand jury issued a subpoena requiring Trump to turn over all documents with classification markings. Trump endeavored to obstruct the FBI and grand jury investigations and conceal his continued retention of classified documents by among other things. Next to say is that we've been so. Yep. Suggesting that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoena. Okay. Directing defendant Waltine Nada to move boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and the grand jury. So he moved them? Suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents called for by the grand jury subpoena. Was the... You're funny, dear. Yep. We'll get into that in a minute here. Providing to the FBI grand juries just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena while claiming that he was cooperating fully. Oh no, Trump said he was cooperating and didn't give you everything. Causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury falsely representing that all the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena had been produced, while knowing that in fact not all such documents had been produced. Oh, yeah. As a result, I'm watching the live feed as well. There's just a chopper over watching the alleged parking structure that Trump's going to come out of. So nothing, no reporting yet. So as a result of Trump's retention of classified documents after his presidency and refusal to return them, hundreds of classified documents were not recovered by the United States government until 2022 as follows. Oh, shit. I didn't know it was hundreds of documents weren't returned until 2022, but Biden has nearly 2,000 boxes still. And Obama has a whole fucking storage building full of them. I don't even care because technically he declassified them. So they weren't classified documents. So he didn't fucking give them anything. Literally Orange Man bad. What's up, Daily Donkey Salty Dabs? Strange how Democrats can do what they want with impunity. Yep. They can do whatever the hell they want. So it'd be brilliant if Trump chose to exit by the front door. I don't think the Secret Service will let him do that, but potentially. What is the term body man doing an official legal brief? They recording themselves. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. On January 17th, nearly 1 year after Trump left office and after months of demands by the National Archives and Record Administration, bureaucrats, for Trump to provide all presidential missing records, Trump provided only 15 boxes, which contained 197 documents with classification markings. So he went through and he gave you, quote, hundreds of documents and maybe missed one out of the alleged 200 boxes that he had. So he went through shit, missed one, and is going to prison for 200 years, allegedly, and 37 counts. Yes, I agree. On June 3, In response to a grand jury subpoena demanding the production of all documents with classification markings, Trump's attorney provided to the FBI 38 more documents with classification markings. Holy shit, 38 documents. On August 8th, pursuant to the court-authorized search warrant, the FBI recovered from Trump's office and a storage room at the Mar-a-Lago Club 102 more documents with classification markings. Yep. We're starting to see some Secret Service movement outside. So we could possibly... Trump's co-conspirator. Hang on, I'm listening. Okay, the arraignment is over. Actually, I'm going to switch this just for a minute. Fantastic, buddy. I got a great deck. We don't endorse this, but yep. Chili Pine on Rumble. This is an executive branch being domestic terrorists. Oh, Trump is able to countersue the executive branch. I think it needs more than a countersuit, but in order to do that, we have to get somebody in power that we can both trust and will do the job. And I don't see anybody being able to do that but Donald Trump. So, shit. Of course they went away. Let's see if NTD has anything. Okay, I'm going to switch you guys over to NTD.
Hillary's server. She wasn't
Real
president of the
quick,
United States,
and I will
she had
be
classified
right
documents
back.
on a server that
Sorry,
she
my
destroyed.
little
Almost
guys are
jokes
home
about
because
it
school's
now,
over.
because she
I didn't
knows
hear
that
any.
she's going to be treated differently.
I'm just
Well, again, it's like
know,
everything else with President
making
Trump.
sure.
They indict
100%.
the accused, but eventually nothing really
Oh,
comes
it'd be
of it. And I think
it
it's the
would be
same kind of
bad.
thing. And so I
And
want to know
bad's an
candidly why
understatement.
they're not investigating Joe Biden.
So yeah,
All the
sorry,
money it's
the
involved,
little
all
guys
the
are here,
things
so I'm
we're
gonna just go
finding out
check on
about
them
he and his
and
family.
run NTD. I will
Well, I
be
think we have a
right back.
constitutional duty to do oversight. We ought to do vigorous oversight. You know, I look at this and I think, you know, Abraham Lincoln was known for putting his rivals on his cabinet to bring the country together. This president, Joe Biden, is going to be known for trying to put his rival in prison and ripping the country apart. I think that's not a very good legacy.
And welcome back to our special coverage of former President Donald Trump's arraignment in Miami, Florida. We have a quick update for you. As Trump's team heard the indictment, Trump reportedly sat with his arms crossed. His lawyer, Todd Blanche, said, quote, "We most certainly enter a plea of not guilty." We're also hearing that special counsel Jack Smith is present in the courtroom, along with his legal team and Walt Nauta and his attorney. And let's check back in with NTD's Iris Tao, who's at the federal courthouse in Miami. Iris, if you're with us, what's the latest there? What are some reactions from the other presidential campaigns, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis?
Of course, Steve. So yes, here we are still outside of the courthouse where the arraignment is still currently ongoing. So at least for now here, we are still seeing a lot of supporters and protesters gathering outside the courthouse, waiting potentially for Trump to come out. And in that courtroom, as you mentioned, Trump is expected to enter a not guilty plea as the judge reads the charges to him. And while we're waiting for Trump, to make a movement and potentially have some news come out from there, let's talk about how other presidential candidates are reacting to this indictment. So of course, here we're in Florida. So the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's running for president in 2024, has reacted to the indictment by criticizing it without directly mentioning Trump's name. He basically said that it's not fair and that he demands a one standard of justice in this country. And of course, we also know that this morning, right before Trump was slated to enter this courthouse, another GOP candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, also was here actually outside of the courthouse and gaggling with us reporters. And he basically said that he too thinks that it's a deeply politicized indictment that should not have happened. And when I asked him what made you come out here, even though Trump is one of your biggest, if not the biggest rival in the 2024 race, he replied to me saying that it's for the truth. He was wearing a hat that says truth on it. So as we see, these two candidates are reacting somewhat in a way that would support Trump, but rather opposing this indictment. But we do hear some opposing voices from the GOP. For example, we see that Chris Christie reacted to it this morning again by calling Trump a loser. And that's after he said that he does not agree that this whole indictment is a weaponization of the DOJ. Of course, we also heard former Alaska Governor Asa Hutchinson, who also said that he actually thinks Trump should drop out of the race because of this second indictment here. So yes, we're hearing a lot of different voices from within the Republican Party, but of course on the Democratic Party side, this current sitting president Joe Biden has refrained from directly commenting on this indictment and saying that he has not talked to the DOJ about this indictment before, nor will he talk to them after. So that's all we know so far about what these candidates are each reacting
100%.
to Trump's indictment. Of course, we're still waiting here outside
that's
the
Christie
courthouse
that
to
said
see
that
if and
he should
when
drop out of the
Trump
race?
will come
Yes,
out.
he should.
And of course, he's going to speak tonight, so we're going to hear more about what he thinks of this
We all know
indictment,
Christie
and
can't run.
as well as about this whole presidential race that's coming up. Steve.
NTD's Iris Tao reporting there. Thank you for that, Iris. Iris, of course, referring to former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. We'll now go to Epoch TV host Bo Davidson covering protests around the courthouse. Bo, if you could tell us what you're seeing.
All right, we are live in Miami at the federal courthouse where Donald Trump appeared for his 37 indictment. So I came across a man, gentleman, what is your name, sir?
Dominic Santana.
And Dominic, tell me why you came down here to the courthouse today.
Well, I grew up in New York, and I know a con.
No, I definitely
when
said
I see
NTD,
it.
but I said it
Before
really
he was
quick
elected,
because
we
I heard
knew he was
noise.
a graduate rat from the School of New York.
Noise and
with
then
a
silence is a bad
degree.
thing.
And he's gotten away with conning the world. He should have been locked up before he became
I meant
a president.
Christie's fat
And
and
after
can't run,
presidency,
but
I have to tell you how many times he's gotten away with it. Remember, I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Just find me 11,001 vote. Come on. Enough is enough. Who are we kidding? Let's
Landers,
call a spade a spade. The guy is a con artist.
And you were telling
Do
me
you have
earlier that
anything
when the
to
president came
say
in his
about
motorcade,
this
you tried to
fine-
jump over
fine
the
man?
barricade to get him. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And what were you hoping to accomplish? And tell me what happened in that.
Jump in front of hopefully the vehicle that he was traveling, which was the second Tahoe
the fuck?
or Suburban, whatever. You know, those black big things. He was in the second one.
Excuse me?
What happened? Did they tackle you?
Yeah, I was attacking the first one because I broke the line, and then I had like 20 cops just jump on me, and I'm like, okay, guys, don't be rough. I'm just exercising my right. I wanted to get some attention, and I did. And I
Exercising
got
the right
viral
to
a couple of times
to
already
attack
since
the
last
former
night.
president?
When I did that in Doral, when I greeted him last night, and I greeted him today, and I want to catch him on the way out.
Dominic, I got to ask you about, do you think that there's a two-tier justice system? You know, you've
How
seen
is
that,
that
of course,
not a
you know,
threat
Trump's
to
being
the
indicted
president?
for 37 counts for these documents. Do you feel that Joe Biden, in an equivalent sense, has done anything
How is he
similar
not?
in hiding documents or even the $5 million bribery scheme? Do you feel he's at fault at all? Or even Hillary Clinton, for that matter?
Listen, it's a rat race out here. They're all rats, and they're all guilty. That's the facts. And this is the circus, and here I am today with a costume as one of the, and it's like he's going to get away with it.
You do think he'll get away with it?
Absolutely.
You don't think he'll see any jail time?
Maybe house arrest, and let's hope it's not the White House.
But do you think he actually still has a chance of winning and beating Joe Biden in 2024?
He said if he wins, he could serve from jail. So he's setting that up already. you know, and this is all political.
That
He
wasn't
has
me.
his spin ready. Let's come on.
Do you think it was political to attack him in the way that this happened at this particular moment?
No, it's been cooking. It's been brewing. It took this time for it to brew.
I think that's the 69th Amendment, actually,
None.
where you can attack the former
We don't have
president.
anything. We don't have anything.
Thank you, Dominic. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yep.
And so we're here still at Miami at the courthouse. Obviously, you heard from Dominic. He's someone who opposes the president, wants him to be in jail for these 37 counts. And we'll just have to see what happens. I would say the distribution of support for Trump versus not support is probably 90-10, 95-5, something like that. So
I mean, he
it's
just
interesting
came
to find
out and
people
said
like
he's
Dominic who
going
have come
to
here
attempt
to voice their
again
opposition to the president. But let's see what happens. You can obviously people
to
are still
attack the former
braving this
president of the United
incredible hot
States.
day, very humid day. But the president may make an appearance later here. Otherwise, he may be in Bedminster, New Jersey later today. So back to you guys in the studio.
Fuck?
Well, Davidson, excellent reporting, adding some wonderful color there to our lineup. Back to the studio now. We have
That wasn't me
discussion
laughing,
again
by the
with,
way. That was
political
that guy.
strategist Jason Meister, who's beside me. A. Scott
That guy was
Bolden joining us remotely, a former
got caught on,
prosecutor and white-collar defense attorney. Jason, we'll turn to you right now. How are you processing the support that the former president is getting from his opponents right now in this primary?
Genius. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
guy.
interesting. I mean, I don't see his opponents supporting
That's
him.
what I'm
I like I said earlier, Vivek Ramaswamy was an isolated one, but I think that they've all been banking on the lawfare occurring and him getting imprisoned by Joe Biden's Department of Justice. But I think it's interesting what Dominique was just saying to the Epoch Times reporter. And what came to me is that it's not just our Department of Justice that's been weaponized, but it's the media that's been weaponized. And a lot of these people.
Okay, I'm going to go back to this just for a minute. So I'm not going to get through all 50 pages of this. But after his presidency, Trump retained classified documents originated by or implicating the equities of multiple USIC members and other executive branch departments and agencies, including the following: Central Intelligence Agency, Department of Defense, NSA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, the National Reconnaissance Office. This is all fucking DOD. Department of Energy, Department of State, and Bureau of Intelligence and Research. The things he said while he was running for president, that's cute. So there's the alleged pictures. There's some good stuff in here. I might do it at some point. It's just one page and 49 pages of Orange Man Bad repeated. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. That's why I'm really just rolling through it. We can definitely make it work if we move his papers into the lake room. There's still a little room in the shower. There it is. Where his other stuff is. It's only the papers, or it's only his papers he cares about. There's some other stuff in there that are not papers. Could that go into storage, or does he want everything in there on property? Yes, anything that's not the beautiful mind paper boxes can definitely go in storage. Want to take a look at the space and start moving them tomorrow a.m. Trump's disclosures of classified meetings. So what they're saying is they illegally surveilled President Trump again. That's what I'm saying. Did they illegally once again surveil President Trump? Hey, Jude, you're back. I'm trying to look for the charges, the specific charges. Concealment of boxes. See, I don't know how this one's set up, or if this is normal. It appears Mr. Trump is leaving.
And every criminal case is different.
Yep.
Allegations against Biden and Hunter Biden and what have you.
Well, of course. Oh, 100%. They conduct surveillance on all of us. And watching the hearing earlier, 287,000 accidents is what they're calling it. Accidents. Accidental disclosures.
I mean, justice delayed may be justice denied, but the wheels of justice move pretty slowly. So I think it's important that we don't cross over from political rhetoric
to
the criminal justice system. And in all fairness, the discretion of DOJ to bring charges. They do have discretion, but every administration is very different. So politics being where they are, people can disagree without being disagreeable. But I got to tell you, the idea that somehow a president or administration has weaponized DOJ, those are pretty harsh words for a system and this democracy in this country. And I'm not sure you could prove that if you had to. I think every case is different. And I think we'll just have to let this play out in regard to Donald Trump, as well as the Biden.
Jason Meister, I have about 20 seconds if you want to react.
Yeah, no, I agree they are harsh words, but I think they're warranted. And everyone up until now has been above the law. This was a Presidential Records Act, not an Espionage Act. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden as senator, they all took documents and none of this happened to them. So it's totally weaponized.
Okay, so here's the breakdown. Just quickly, Trump's office, 27 documents, storage room, 75 documents. And there's the breakdown. Top secret 6, secret 18, confidential 3, top secret 11 in the storage room, secret 36, and confidential 28.
Now, former President Trump, he's been indicted, federal charges this time. It's up the ante. What is the feeling, the consensus right now among the Republican Party in the House of Representatives?
I think there's widespread feeling that this is politicized, this is weaponized government against.
It's probably really low, sorry.
That no one is safe from a Department of Injustice under Merrick Garland, from a weaponized FBI. There's no way to separate President Trump, how he's being treated, from a disparate level of treatment for Joe Biden. No one seems to be interested at all about the classified documents that were found at his Wilmington home and near his Corvette, or his Rehoboth Beach house, or the Penn Biden Center that's funded by hundreds of millions of dollars.
The longer you're
tens of millions of dollars
conservative, the more white you become.
Chinese Communist Party. So no one seems to be concerned about that or asking about that. So I think everyone recognizes that President Trump is being unfairly treated, and that there is no one else as from a political figure who'd be treated the way he has been.
Congressman, I want to get your reaction to the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. No one is above the law, including Donald Trump. This case must be allowed to play out through the legal process without outside political or ideological interference. I encourage supporters and critics of Donald Trump to maintain the peace and let the justice system do its work.
Yeah, since that's...
Well, that would seem to be contradicted by the fact of how previous presidents like Obama or Clinton have been treated when they had classified documents in their presence, or for that matter, how Secretary of State Clinton has been treated. To that impact, or to that degree, how about Joe Biden? His days as a senator, we had no ability to accidentally remove classified documents from the SCIF. When you go in as a Congress member or as a senator into the SCIF to review classified documents, you can't take anything with you to record or to take notes, and you could literally not remove anything accidentally. Why is no one concerned about the hundreds of boxes of classified documents dating back to his time as a senator, let alone his time as a vice president? We had no arguable authority, of course, to try to declare things classified by virtue of having been vice president.
And Congressman, Senator J.D. Vance saying that he's ready to hold up proceedings for Biden's nominees. Is there anything that the House of Representatives plans to do as a result?
I don't know if I want to
Well,
into that.
I don't know
back and
what we
forth.
can do specific to the indictment or to the legal process with respect to President Trump. However, what we do need to do
If Democrats didn't have double
bring
standards, they had
transparency and
no
accountability
standards
to
at
the
all.
Biden crime family, and why there's so many media outlets who are not at all concerned about a sitting president with an FBI memo that seems to indicate that he received a $5 million bribe, he and another one of his family members, for changing policy as it relates to
He's
Ukraine.
from your area,
He
right?
bragged himself about getting the Ukrainian prosecutor fired so that and withheld $1 billion of U.S. aid until that was effective. Why are no media outlets, or very few media outlets, actually asking about that with the Biden crime family? Why are they not seemingly interested in the 170 suspicious activity reports with his banking records? Why are they not concerned about the dozens of shell accounts or LLCs that were created to apparently launder money or hide the tracking or the trail of the money trail for the Biden crime family? Why aren't they asking about how the Biden's business relationships with Ukraine, and no one really knows what the Biden's business actually is, what kind of goods or services are provided? Why aren't they asking about how that might have impacted $100 billion being given to Ukraine last year? Or maybe how the Biden family's Chinese business relationships might have impacted how we're treating them now as a competitive partner instead of an adversary, as the previous administration did.
Just real quick,
Virginia
I'll cut in.
Congressman
Yeah, this is definitely hurting Donald Trump. 100% hurting Donald Trump. That's a ridiculously big concern that's going to have to be addressed.
For all the bad acts, right? What does that have to do with whether Donald Trump withheld national defense documents inappropriately from a criminal basis? And you see, that's the bottom line. Every case is different. The other thing I would say is the $5 million payment and all the other allegations about the Biden family vis-a-vis Ukraine, right? Biden wanted
I hate
the
people say
prosecutor
vis-a-vis.
gone because he wouldn't investigate corruption. And all of these allegations have been investigated by Republicans as well as Democrats, and there's been no there. The allegations are double hearsay and single hearsay. And if you get behind the investigations, then bring the charges against Biden. I don't think you're going to hear any Democrats saying that the president was a bad actor or Hunter Biden was a bad actor.
Everything.
Just bring the charges against them. And let the
It's
criminal
heating
justice
up right
system run its
now,
course.
and we'll see
What
where it
Congressman
goes from
Good is
there.
saying, well, you weaponize DOJ, you charge the president, but you haven't charged these other people. Charge them all. Charge them all.
Yeah, they're already.
And then what are you going to say
Since
about
it was
Donald Trump
announced, he already gained like
by a
2 more
jury of his
percent.
peers?
So
So the political rhetoric isn't the real reality here.
so this is when the charges were announced. 53.8, and then we got a little bit of a jump, and then it kind of settled back down. Excuse me, I thought it continued going up, but
Politics is a whole different ballgame.
Jason, I think you do have one side, you have the politicians reacting, but you also have the American people, as Trump likes to say, 70 million of them who voted for him.
They should.
There's a lot of folks out there that do feel as though there's a two-tier system of justice. Whether it be the fact that
I'm souring
it
on
seems as
MTG.
though, former President Trump's cases are fast-tracked, and Biden's
Dude,
aren't.
okay,
There's
so
a,
I
you know,
used
a
to
plethora
love
of
me some
reasons
Garth
why they
Brooks. I
feel
thought
this
he
way.
was.
How do you?
I thought he was talented.
Yeah, look,
and
there's a
a
reason
decent
why
dude,
they didn't
and
charge Hillary
he's
Clinton.
garbage.
There's a reason why they didn't
Just garbage.
charge Joe Biden. There's a reason why they haven't charged Hunter Biden.
He's made a lot of
There's a
different
reason why
mistakes.
Ukraine is at the center of all this, and we continue to send millions and millions and millions of dollars there. It's because the Uniparty and the establishment wants to get rid of one man, and that man is Donald Trump. And the reason why they want to get rid of Donald Trump is because he continues to put the American people first, unlike every one of those other people that they haven't charged. And that's how I see it. I think there are millions of Americans that see it the same way I do.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to see
I
how this
don't.
plays
I
out,
don't
but
trust her
think,
anymore.
again,
I
it's a
think they
very
got to her.
unfortunate situation that we're
Hey,
in,
what's up,
and how
Audra?
the constitutional republic hangs in the balance.
Jason, in terms of the 2024 presidential race, I've heard some arguments that Democrats actually want Trump to be the nominee. And it seems the argument there is that if he wins the primary, then they're going to take him out in the general election with maybe all of these different legal woes. What's your answer to that?
That sounds like a nice DeSantis talking point.
Yeah, I think that
I don't think there's any.
I think that's going to be interesting as hell
behind that argument.
when
I think
he
that
wins.
That is
we can't do
positioning of other candidates that are running
we have
against
to
Donald
do
Trump on the
when
Republican
he
side.
wins.
I think they fear Donald Trump. I think they fear the MAGA movement that he's created. I think that while you have Donald Trump still there in the race, I don't think that any of these other candidates have a chance, in my opinion. And so I think
So it
they're
looks
just
like Mr.
political
President
posturing
is
position. I don't think
leaving.
there's any merit to that argument.
I'm looking for that dude again.
Well, this is great discussion, and we're happy to be able to bring it to you live coverage here of former President Trump's second indictment, this one on federal charges.
I'm going to jump over here to just the live feed so we don't have to listen to him talk anymore. You can listen to me talk instead. So looks like the motorcade's coming out. I don't think there's volume. Oh, there's crowd volume. Let's look for my man. Want to see if he jumps out. Yeah, taking the gloves off. They never should have been back on. Exactly. You have to be relentless in fighting these assholes. Oh, shit. Did I miss?
Don't come to my way, please.
Jude Curio gifted 5 Mighty Meat memberships. Thank you so much, Jude. Barb got a membership. Digger 420 got one. Mexican Vader, Lady Autumn Sky, and Tweety US News. Hell yeah. Thank you, Jude. Looks like we're getting a thumbs up. Yep. I would agree with you. We were talking about that. It just doesn't make a ton of sense that he's keeping documents in his bathroom like that. Oh, we didn't get to see Wackadoo. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. Exactly. Oh, he already has his outfit picked out for jail. Got him. No, he'll get arrested and released. Even if they probably won't even book his ass. Yeah, that's a good way to end it. Like a good way to end the day. But this asshole gets arrested. Yeah, that's exactly. Yep. I mean, it is Florida, though. Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is Florida, so there is a possibility that there is something. Yeah, just toss his ass. Just toss his ass into that sea of people, and we'll be all right. They're in Dade County. Some co-founder. Yep. Damn it. Clean up on our Tweety. Yep. He certainly did. So he got his 5 minutes. Hope it's worth it. But he's probably got a 17-page criminal record at least. And he gets a ride in a gator? Shit, that might be worth it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He'll be all over social media. Well, exactly. Oh my God, we could give him to Mark. Or Tiger. Well, all right. Well, like I said, that's probably going to be close to it for me. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything else. But Trump, there's a pretty good chance that at some point I might go through the indictment. Like I said, we have a lot of time. It will be early to mid next year before this actually gets underway, the criminal trial, and then there'll be a lot of intrigue. So, hey, no worries. I figure I'm gonna watch it anyways. So why not share with y'all? So, thank you so very much for stopping by and hanging out with me. We're witnessing history. It may not be history we want to see, but we're witnessing history with this crazy shit. Special thanks to Jude. Thank you for the memberships, and welcome to all the new members. Later today, I'll have a poll coming up for my next Monday topic, so keep a lookout. But other than that, I'm going to take off, and I will see you all tonight. Be covering more of the D-Day invasion and some of the history behind that. So that's what we got coming up tonight. Hope to see y'all there. All right, take care and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.